The ocean was quiet, the kind of quiet that makes your heart feel small. Only the sound of waves hitting the sides of a small wooden boat broke the silence. And then something strange, a black shape moving through the water. A dog, a golden retriever, swimming alone far from any land, his head just above the water, his legs kicking steady, slow, tired. From the boat, a young man stood up. His name was Daniel Reyes, 28, ocean cleaner and part-time diver. He dropped his fishing net and shouted, "Hey, hold on, just hold on." His voice cracked in the wind. The dog didn't turn. It just kept swimming. Daniel leaned over the side, heart racing. "How are you still alive?" he whispered. Then he saw the eyes, focused, full of purpose, not panic. There was no time to think. The engine stuttered and died. Daniel didn't hesitate. He threw off his jacket, dove into the cold waves, and swam toward the dog. The water was colder than ice, cutting into his muscles. But he reached the dog. "You're not alone anymore," Daniel said softly, though he knew the dog couldn't understand. He grabbed the dog gently, turned back, and kicked toward the boat. They both collapsed onto the deck. The dog shook, not from fear, but exhaustion. His body was thin. A red mark stretched across his neck, half-healed. Daniel didn't ask where the dog came from. He just wrapped him in an old towel and whispered, "You're safe now." He named him Echo because something about the dog felt like a voice from far away, calling for help, for home. Later, at the vet clinic, the room smelled like metal and cleaning fluid. The receptionist barely looked up. 135 miles offshore, that's impossible, she said, typing. A vet walked in, sighed. "No chip, probably dumped." Another added, "Even if we patch him up, he won't recover. Dogs with trauma like this, they don't come back." Daniel didn't say anything. He just sat beside Echo, hand resting on the dog's ribs. Echo's eyes opened, locked with his. It wasn't begging. It was knowing. Like he'd been waiting for Daniel all along. 3 days passed. Echo didn't eat much. He barely moved. Then, just after midnight, alarms screamed. Echo was shaking uncontrollably. A nurse ran for help. Daniel heard the noise from the hallway and ran in barefoot. "Move," he said. The vet looked unsure. "He's slipping." Daniel dropped to the floor, hands on Echo's chest. Not pressing, not healing, just holding. "You didn't swim all that way to die here," he whispered. "You didn't give up. Don't start now." Echo jerked once, then breathed. A deep, full breath. His eyes opened, alive, present. Everyone in the room was quiet. Even the vet, who had once doubted, stepped forward slowly. She knelt, touched Echo's head. "I was wrong," she said, voice low. "You saw something we didn't." She looked up at Daniel. "You both did." Days passed. Echo stood, then walked. First across the clinic floor, then down a sidewalk, then in the green grass outside a school. Daniel took him to a center for kids with special needs, not as a therapy dog, just as a visitor. But something happened. A small girl named Sophie, who hadn't spoken since the fire that took her family, sat cross-legged on the floor. Echo walked up to her, slow and calm, and laid down. She reached out, touched his fur. "Dog," she said. One word. But it was the first one in over a year. The teachers wept quietly. Daniel just stood in the hallway, hands in his pockets. No big speech, no glory. Just Echo, resting at Sophie's feet, both of them healing in silence. Weeks turned into months. Echo became a quiet hero. No tricks, no barking, just presence. A soft soul who had come from the middle of nowhere and somehow brought people back to themselves. One day a letter arrived. No name, no return address. Just a photo of Echo, taken years ago, with a family and 2 kids. On the back, "We thought he drowned." Daniel never showed the letter to anyone. He burned it. Not because he was hiding something, but because he believed Echo didn't belong to the past anymore. He had swum too far, come too close to death, earned his new life. Some stories start where they shouldn't. Some journeys make no sense until they reach the right person. A dog swam 135 miles not because he was lost, but because he believed that someone was out there, that someone would see him, save him, stay. Maybe we all need that kind of faith, that kind of courage, that kind of rescue